In this video we are focusing on dot plots. So dot plots or line plots can be likened to picture graphs where each piece of data or score is represented by a single dot. Dot plots consist of a horizontal axis that is labelled and evenly scaled, and each value is represented by a dot. Dot plots give a quick overview of a particular distribution. So we're going to draw a dot plot based on this question over here on the left. So over a 2-week period, the number of packets of potato chips sold from a vending machine each day was recorded. And we have 14 numbers here to represent 2 weeks. And this is how many packets of chips were sold on each of those days. So we're now going to represent that in a dot plot. So we have to draw a horizontal line. That's our axis. And the smallest number is 8. And we've got to go all the way up to the biggest number, which is going to be 14. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we have to name this axis on the bottom, and this is representing the number of chips sold. Number of packets of chips. And you can name that any way you like, it's up to you. Also, we would have to put a title up here, and that title represents the question being asked. So that would be individual and up to the choice. So we could say number of packets of chips sold over 2 weeks, number of packets of chips sold. It's completely up to the person doing the dot plot. All right, so now we're going to take this data and we're going to place it in the dot plot. So we need to see, well, how many times did the number 8 appear? So if I go through, I see 1, 2. So I do 2 dots, and we want these dots to sort of be perfectly spaced and above each other. So we want to make them nice and consistent as we go through. So I can then, if I want, cross out my number 8s. I'm done with those. The next is how many number 9s do we see? So were there any days when 9 packets of chips were sold? I can't see any, so we can leave that blank. We don't have to do anything with that one. So moving on to 10. Were there any days where 10 packets of chips were sold? Yes, there is. There's 1. So I take that 1 dot and I place it, try and make it consistent, nice and lined up with the 8s. And there's no more 10s, so we can move on to 11. So how many days were there 11 packets of chips sold? 1, 2, 3, which means I have to put 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. Not very neatly done here, unfortunately, but this should be lining up as best as possible. 12. How many number 12s do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can do 5 dots for number 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to 13 packets of chips sold. There's 1 day there and 2 there. So we draw 2 dots, again trying to keep them neatly lined up. And 14, only 1 day where they sold 14 packets of chips.